Okay, now we have another quick demo of another console passion modification. This time we've got a Super Nintendo, or a SNES as it's often abbreviated to. Again, the console has had one of our Switchless modification boards fitted. Unlike the Sega Saturn or Sega Mega Drive, this mod only has 2 region settings. The modification on the Super Nintendo will either disable or enable the region lockout, or switch between 50 Hz and 60 Hz. So I'll start by switching it on, and the console will come on in its normal mode, and this is with the region lockout enabled and the display set to 50 Hz, which is the standard PAL setting. And I've got a copy of Mario All-Stars PAL game in here, so I'll switch it on and the console powers up and the game starts as normal. Now, if this was a standard console, the American cartridge here wouldn't be able to be played, and the Japanese cartridges wouldn't be able to play. The American cartridge wouldn't fit, which is why we've widened the slots here. But neither the American or the Japanese games would play because the region lockout hasn't been disabled. This is still set to standard mode. So what I'll do is I'll show you what I mean. I'll take out the PAL copy of Mario All-Stars, and I'll put in the American copy of Super Mario World. And if I switch on the console, the screen just flickers and nothing plays at all. And this is because the region lockout has kicked in and is stopping the American cartridge from working. If I press and hold the reset button, now you can see that the LED is changing colour, and this is to indicate that the region lockout has been enabled or disabled. If I release it while it's on green, the region lockout will be disabled and the American copy of Super Mario World will work as it's supposed to on a US console, but this is obviously a modified console. If I switch it back to enabled, the screen just flickers again like it's supposed to do before. The other change that you can do, actually I will demonstrate this with the copy of the Super Mario All-Stars. I'll put this one back in, switch it back on again, so this again is in standard PAL mode. The other change that we can do with this mod is to change the display settings, and you see at the top here, you can't see it that well, you can now, there's a border at the top. That's because it's set to PAL mode, so it's only running at 50 Hz. If we press and hold the reset button for 1 second and release it, the LED will flicker and we'll see the display change. So we do that, and now you can see at the top and the bottom the display has been widened because it's running at 60 Hz mode, so it runs 20% faster and it runs as all the American cartridges do. Pressing and hold it again will switch back to the display the way it's intended to be with the PAL console. The reset of the change of the display is done on the fly, because some games do a check when you switch them on to check the display type. Super Mario All-Stars is one of these games. If I had it switched on in 50 Hz, it powers up fine, as you can see, but if I switch this to 60 Hz, switch it off and switch it back on again. Now when I switch it on, it will remember the setting that it had before. If I switch it back on, it will now come up with this message saying this game pack is not designed for your Super Famicom or Super NES, which is why we have the display change on the fly, so you can power up the game in 50 Hz, the game will do its check, and then you can switch it to 60 Hz and you can play your PAL games in 60 Hz if you want to. That's pretty much it. The only other thing is the console will just do a normal reset as well. You just simply press the button like that and it just resets as you would expect it to, like so. So that's it. Hope you like it. If you want any more information or any pictures, go to the website www.consolepassion.co.uk. Cheers.